Today, we'd like to talk about Clontarf. The Clontarf moms are all extensions of the same person, a blonde-haired hot yoga mom with a white fluffy dog. Clontarf moms are only allowed to talk about 4 topics: their children, their husbands, their holidays and themselves. If you try to have a deep, meaningful conversation with a Clontarf mom, their eyes gloss over and turn black, and you can make out the outline of the words, "Get out." It's believed if you scratch the surface of a Clontarf mom, you'll find a wounded woman who was outpriced from Hoth. The Clontarf Rugby Club is where the junior disco was held. Blaze. Somehow they kept texting me for about 4 years. Does anyone know how they got all our numbers? The early morning joggers in Clontarf are actually simulations to make the Clontarfians feel bad about themselves for staying up all night drinking cans and doing coke. Frankie, they're not simulations. You just called them that because they had their lives together and you were jealous. St. Paul's is the temple of Clontarfians who think they're hard. Even though they have an almost identical life experience to the rest of the Clontarf natives, once they enter the threshold of St. Paul's, they develop a thick inner city Dublin accent. Some call this Belgrove to Ballymun. An interesting fact about the natives of Clontarf is that no one ever talks to each other because they're all too busy exercising. Clontarf is steeped in history. The 1014 Battle of Clontarf still wages on, but it's spread into Artane because no one from Clontarf knows how to fight. The fabled kiosk of Happy Out found its way into Clontarf only a few years ago, and in such a short space of time they managed to build a wooden bridge around it so that people would have to exercise to get a flat white. It's a great place to go if for some reason you feel like taking pictures of your coffee, and it's a great place to avoid if you have a fear of bridges. The portable toilets in the back of Happy Out are a sociological study in themselves. In today's cashless society, if you want to take a piss, they make you pay 30 cents, proving beyond all reasonable doubt that homelessness doesn't exist in Clontarf. Mattress Mic is the spiritual leader of Clontarf. There's a genetic code embedded inside every Clontarfian that makes them so obsessed with Mattress Mic that whenever they spot him, they have to either publicly announce it on social media or take a picture with him. Due to Mattress Mic being collared by Clontarfian technology, studies suggest Mattress Mic is actually a shape-shifting entity and has often been in 2 or 3 places at the exact same time. Harry Burns is the most sought after pub in Clontarf. Reports suggest no one's ever seen Harry burn in the flesh. Some people say he's magic. Some say Harry Burns is the upmarket Harry Potter. Inside resources tell me that Harry burns his pub to the ground every 2 years for insurance reasons. Just down the road, you'll find the neighbouring village of Clontarf, aka a SuperValu, takeaway and a pub. Philosophers speculate that Clontarf is home to the drug addicts of Clontarf, who are all kept in a community reintegration programme in Clontarf College. Many argue that Clontarf College is the Clontarf Castle of Clontarf. St Anne's Park is the unruly ecosystem of Dublin 3. Or is that Fairview? St Anne's is the ancient divide between Clontarf and Raheny. Everyone from Clontarf starts their underage drinking career on pitch 21. For the first few years, these Clontarfians all fight amongst each other for dominance. Although around the age of 16, their prospective hopes are dwindled by Coolockians and Harmonstinians who commandeer the vicinity to beat them up and steal their cans. It's usually around this time that these Clontarfians suddenly realise there's no point fighting. It's usually around this time the Clontarfians suddenly realise that they're from Clontarf. These young Clontarf natives swiftly start to migrate to drinking indoors in their friend's house, so their can-stealing enemies won't make it past the password-protected electric gate. Namaste.